your speech.
Okay, hello and welcome. This is Global CE-5 Hangout, each other's talk and usual hangouts with me, Thomas. And today we have a lot of guests from Russia, which is we're trying to communicate the best way we can. But we have Anton here. Are you here, Anton?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you want to introduce yourself? I'm showing your screen now.
Yes, I can. I'm Anton Korshun. I live in Russia. I'm a contactee. I make global ET contacts. I have one beautiful ET contact with UFOs. I get many experience, and I want to conduct contacts ever is possible.
Okay, thank you. And if there's anybody else here with us, would you like to introduce yourself? I think perhaps Maria.
Thomas, я буду переводить, хорошо? Thomas, I will translate, okay?
Okay, that's cool.
Мария, ты слышишь нас? Мария?
Да.
Ты можешь представиться на английском, ну, неважно как, просто...
Давай, я лучше на русском, а ты переведешь.
Хорошо. Ну, ты можешь, в принципе, тут контингент в основном русский, да? Ну, то есть пополам почти. То можешь и на русском как-то.
Ну, я тебе говорю, что меня зовут Мария, живу в России, и, в общем, меня всегда интересовало контакты с НЛО, все, что касается вообще контактов, касается инопланетных кораблей, инопланетных существ. Поэтому пришла на встречу и с удовольствием пообщаюсь. Послушаю.
Okay, Maria said that she is interested with UFOs, with galactic people. She wants to be in our community too, and she would hear us lovely. She will be with us lovely.
Yes. Somebody is having a lot of things going on in the background. That's not so nice. So I'm trying to figure out who's not here. Is that you, Maria? No, but anyways, let's talk about this is what's going on, and I'm just gonna turn off your microphones, except for you, Anton. And we're going to talk about what we're doing. As I said, as Anton also said, we're having to share our contact experiences every month. We are an ever-growing group of individuals and groups around the world who's trying to make a benevolent ET contact in various ways and forms, and we also have had quite a few of these hangouts by now, and we also had a lot of private hangouts, and we want to encourage people to share their experiences. And one of the ways you can do that is to join the ET Let's Talk network. ET Let's Talk network was founded years back. It's been growing and now has more than 6,000 members around the world. And as we said, we are trying to share each other's share and connect and share our experiences. This is not something most people do. We're not trying to call this any kind of scientific proof of anything. This is just documenting some of the experiences we have, and this is why we do that. You can find the ET Let's Talk has its own website, and we're also on Facebook, and there's a lot of people who have pretty interesting experiences. But Anton, would you like to share?
Yes, of course, I will translate, okay?
Yes, you can do that.
Значит, Томас говорит, что каждый месяц проводятся контакты с инопланетной интеллигенцией, это как космические корабли, так и сами инопланетяне, всего в сообществе более 3000 человек. По всему миру есть сайт etletstalk.com, где можно как бы, там отчеты можно оставлять, можно там контактировать, то есть добавлять друзья, людей, как бы вот так вот, как бы то, что я уловил с речи Томаса. Кстати, если у кого-то есть какой-то срочный вопрос, то можно, в принципе, обратно включать микрофон, по-моему, и задавать вопрос. Вот так вот. Или печатать вон в правой, в чате. Okay, I translate it.
Thank you, Anton. And so, one of the things I would like to talk to you about today, and what you were going to share today, I would like to do an online guided meditation type, and explaining some of the protocols you can use when you are trying to make contact. You want to translate right now?
Томас говорит, что есть протоколы для контактов с инопланетной интеллигенцией, и что сегодня у него как бы инновация, что он хочет как бы провести медитацию, в принципе. I translated.
Okay. Well, most people use for the contact, as I said earlier, there's two sides to the contact. There's all the things going on in the sky outside sometimes. And there's also the contact inside, if you want to put it like that. These contact protocols are based on it's a consciousness-based form of contact, where you try to tap into the unbounded consciousness, so to speak, and the one consciousness of the universe. And people use various techniques. I use a form of meditation. You can find a lot of these things on the internet. You can buy guides and download apps and stuff like that. But it has to do with the belief that you can tap into a field of consciousness if you would like. And so I'm gonna let you translate.
Томас говорит о протоколе 5 класса, о способе контактирования с НЛО посредством медитации. Там сначала идет, люди собираются, они общаются, потом идет медитация, потом некоторые люди получают доступ к бесконечности, и показывают их месторасположение на Земле. То есть, так как мысль универсальна, и вообще инопланетяне они улавливают, чуткие они, то они могут следовать мысли, образом. То есть просто вы показываете, это считайте, это как называется, удаленное видение, которое используют военные, очень похоже на то, о чем идет речь. И инопланетяне, они приходят для того, чтобы показаться, идет обмен эмоциями, в общем, основная суть, Okay.
And as I said, there's people use various ways of doing this, and there are probably many different ways, techniques, but we do use a kind of, I use a kind of visualization, or first you try to get into a state of, I meditate, and then when you get into a state where you're in the meditative and relaxed state, I use a form of visualization to kind of try to project my consciousness and shine out a light into the universe, saying we're here and we're ready. And that was what I was gonna be planning. I was gonna plan to do today, a short, meditation or visualization, trying to explain some of the things. First, how to relax your breath and go deeper, and then what I do for visualization and how we try to do this. I want to let you translate that.
Томас говорит, что он использует сознание для контакта с НЛО. Ну, сознание как бы тоже универсально, то есть можно, так как все есть сознание, там, то можно и обозревать удаленные предметы, если третий глаз активирован. Ну, и он говорит, что сегодня вот хочет у него инновация как-то продемонстрировать, вот как он входит в медитацию, ну вообще что-то нам показать по этому поводу. Okay, I translate.
Okay. I'm just turning on the sound for if anybody wants to comment on Anton. You're on now. You can do that now.
Значит, Томас просит, вот у кого есть вопросы или кто хочет что-то сказать или вообще соображения какие-то, то, пожалуйста, вот сейчас можно пообщаться.
Turn your mics on to you.
Антон, я написала вопрос. Если можно, так и...
Thomas, Maria asked you with what civilizations do city people contact?
With me personally, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm not very. Should I say? I don't interpret my experience so much literal. I don't know where they're from, but they're certainly civilized, and I don't think they're from here. That's I would say that. But we've had some indications that beings come from binary star systems. Well.
Окей, I translated. Ну, Томас говорит, что он как бы не знает, по сути, откуда они, но они точно не земные, как бы. Вот, и они из таких систем с двойным солнцем, ну, как Сириус, там, допустим, бинарные какие-то системы, то есть, как зета-ретикулы, как бы вот так вот.
And I could add that, I'm not... probably people have much more advanced contactees or experiences than me. I try not to label my experience too much because I think I don't really get very clear messages or anything. It's more of feelings, and I have also have some dreams with. Where I communicate with this being, but in my dreams she looks like my wife. so it's but it's a difference between the lights in the sky and the meditative, the astral experience as a difference. So I'm pretty convinced that there's a connection, but I'm not sure it's the same being, or I think there's perhaps more beings or civilizations contacting us. I'm not really that advanced in that. I'm just trying to learn more about what the possibilities are, and I could say, you know, with all the water they're finding now on Mars, on Pluto, and everything, you know, well, perhaps a lot of these civilizations might be aquatic, you know, from fish, not from mammals like us. But I don't really know. There's other people who can answer that much better. You want to translate, Anton?
Yes. Ну, он сказал, что не только вот контакты происходят не только как бы вживую, но еще как бы он когда во сне можно как бы такие явные сны такие иногда есть, как будто, ну, вот многие рассказывают, что у него тоже такие контакты происходили, как бы. И потом, ну, сначала во сне, допустим, контакт происходит, а потом в настоящей жизни, то есть, как бы, и что еще он говорил по поводу, уже вылетел из головы, в общем, что-то еще. Ну, он точно не знает, то есть, хотя можно телепатически общаться, вот когда корабль прилетает, там же на борту тоже существа разные. В общем-то, можно телепатически, в принципе, ну, общаться. Вот. Но, как бы, некоторые, вот я знаю, не выходят на контакт. То есть, вот так. Но пока что, потому что, как бы, почему существа не приземляются, потому что, ну, как бы, в основном, ну, потому что более продвинутые формы жизни, они не, как бы, им запрещено пока, как бы, и по сути, выходить на контакт. Вот так вот. Пока люди не достигнут определенного состояния сознания, то вот так вот будут контакты проходить в такой форме, как бы. Вот. Но не все так плохо, короче. Надо контактировать, потому что, ну, чтобы как бы иные цивилизации видели, что Земля открыта, и, ну, в любом случае, когда-нибудь, может, мы доживем до этого, может, нет, то Земля, она станет тоже такой межпланетной, как бы.
Okay, I guess that's it. But I wanted to talk about how should I say, we talked about loosely about the protocols and stuff, but I think that one of the things we do when when trying to do this visualization, and one of the things, a reason we are growing the network is also because when you are in a meditation state, you try to not only send out pictures, or, you know, mental pictures or light saying I'm here, but also try to, if you know other groups, and I know there's other groups out there right now doing this, shout out to those. You should try to visualize the people close, you know, that are closest by around the world. You know, the 6 or 10 groups, or how many people you know are doing this tonight. We try to also, you know, visualize them. So we're trying to make a coordinated effort in sending out a peaceful invitation to come join us to contact.
Томас говорит о протоколе 5-го класса, о технике, что люди входят в гармоничное состояние сознания, как бы они объединяются в своем сознании и шлют как бы такие образы приятные в космос. Ну, и инопланетяне, они улавливают эти образы, и это их привлекает. Любовь вообще привлекает ангелов, которые в 4-5 измерении, они чувствуют это все и выходят на контакт, как бы. Об этом речь шла, как бы, в основном.
And I think now, before we go, I think I would like to do a form of guided meditation, or what do you want to call it. But before I do that, I would like to say that if you want to know more about how you can do the contact meditation, there's a lot of great stuff by Stephen Greer. I don't know if you've heard about Stephen Greer. but also everybody has his own way of doing this, and I found great enjoyment. My meditation was more into Alan Watts and more traditional kind of meditation. But, that's where most people start, and the principles are the same in most of these things. You try to relax, come enter a meditative state, and to be successful in making contact, you should kind of be very open-minded, joyful, and not fearful or afraid, because fear and how should I say, ignorance is not very good for this.
Значит, Томас говорит о расширенном состоянии сознания, о том, что не надо там бояться или чувствовать какую-то скованность. Это все. Ну, то есть все надо сделать естественно. А у нас часто есть блоки, страхи, навязанные вот этим контролирующей системой, в которой мы живем, на самом деле. Кто не знает, то она очень, она настроена на контроль людей, там, начиная всякими шоу и заканчивая там даже на Марсе и Луне спутниками или установками, которые транслируют там контролирующие символы. Короче, то есть говорит о технике контакта, о протоколе 5-го класса, вот, такого плана.
Okay. Well, I think that the time is very fast, and this will spend some time doing this. I'm gonna turn off everybody's microphone in a second.
Thomas, maybe people want to ask you about something. One more question.
Yeah, I was going to say that in a second, but we're just going to round this off, and if people have something to ask, we'll do that now, and then I will, improvise some visualization and take a trip in your mind, and then see what happens. Remember, the mind stretched by imagination will never return to its original size. So, go ahead, if you have questions.
Значит, он о визуализации говорит, о том, вот когда человек достигает вот этого состояния расслабленного, гармонизированного, он может слать образы в космос и транслировать свое местонахождение. Ну, это можно все, материалы есть, и если кто заинтересуется, в принципе, можно, они через меня даже пришлют материалы об этой технике, протоколах 5-го класса.
Антош, меня это интересует. Меня интересует, если можно, через тебя вот эти протоколы.
Okay, Maria said that she's interested in the protocols in the CE-5 protocol. I'll send her in Russian some materials which I translated.
Okay, well, the protocol is all set up to create a safe and secure environment, first of all, for the contact. Everybody should feel comfortable doing it. So, this can be done anywhere, everywhere, but as long as it's a safe and comfortable environment for us and them, then the chances of getting contact is bigger.
Томас говорит, что эти протоколы они безопасны, как для нас людей, так и для инопланетян.
And you can say that it's well, the likelihood you're having a positive experience is only there if you bring a positive expectation and positive intentions. So you need to not be afraid, and you need to try to, you know, detach yourself from fear and all the earthly kind of usual day-to-day stuff. And this is why a lot of people use meditation and chakra balancing and other to kind of shed their anxieties, their fears, to get in the right mood. As I said, it's very important that you don't bring fear or skepticism into this, because that will probably not work for you. And I think that if people have bad experiences, or have, you know, had been frightened by some of these experiences, I think often it has to do with the fear you bring into this yourself, not the contact as such.
Ну, это самое, чуть-чуть, чуть-чуть не все понял, короче. Ну, он говорит, что не надо, главное, бояться, вот. Он говорит о позитивном настрое, в общем, что не надо ожидать, ну, бояться, вот, потому что, ну, как бы, даже если человек боится, ну, то есть, то это плохо сказывается на его состоянии. В общем, не надо бояться, надо в позитивном настрое выходить на контакт, так как, ну, все естественно, вот. И не надо бояться этого. Люди, инопланетяне, они же тоже нормальные ребята, короче. Вот так.
But the whole how should I say, the idea of the protocol is to set up the scene for peaceful and benevolent contact. And
Значит, протоколы, они для мирного и дружелюбного контакта.
And I say, my personal belief is, I don't believe in evil aliens or anything.
Томас не верит в злых инопланетян.
I think that, you know, but it's a controversial issue. But I think, you know, we're not really advanced enough to understand everything that's going on. So some of the things or some of the experiences people might have had.
Томас говорит, что мы недостаточно продвинуты, как бы.
Negative is probably beyond our, you know, comprehension as such, you know, and my own.
Ну, то есть вот, да, есть как бы негативные инопланетяне, как бы, но вот даже вот ангелы света, то есть там с Плеяды, то они не советуют о них говорить и думать, потому что это может вовлечь человека в негативное состояние, то есть, ну, хотя Томас говорит, что и как бы не верит, но, ну, как бы просто не надо об этом думать, и потому что человек, он уже, большинство людей недостаточно вот.
And I always say to people when they do this, you can have a lot of experiences that might frighten you a bit or surprise you.
То есть, если речь идет все-таки о них, то это чтобы, ну, испугать вас или, ну, заставить вас бояться, вот так вот.
So, but if you are in a meditative state, or if you are outside or whatever, and you start feeling uncomfortable, just withdraw. You know, go back, take a step back, and say, you know, this is. That's not.
Томас говорит, если вот, допустим,
we only have like 20 minutes left, maximum. So I think I'm going to do the.
Okay, I understand the last sentence. It is significant, I think. Томас говорит, если вот вы в этом медитации почувствовали что-то, ну, неприятное или что-то неладное, то как бы лучше сделать шаг назад. Ну, как бы не лезть, вот, то есть негативные чувства — это признак, ну, как бы чего-то чего-то, или то, что вы делаете не так, или еще что-то. Лучше не спешить слишком. Okay.
So I'm going to turn everybody's mic off now, and we're going to do I'm going to do this pretty quick because we're running out of time, and I want to go outside and watch the sky. And so does my wife. She was just here. So,
Томас говорит, осталось 20 минут, и сейчас постарается, все запланированное сделать.
But while you do this, I'm gonna turn to the camera outside. So if something happens, perhaps we don't know because I'm gonna turn on the camera.
Thomas, will you disconnect the session while you put camera outside?
I'm just turning off everybody's mics.
Okay.
And now the camera is outside, and I'm turning off everybody's microphones. And then just start going. So hang on a second.
Короче, сейчас Томас, он выключит микрофон и камеру наружу поставит и будет медитировать. Вот такая вот тема.
Okay, and you see, oh, hang on a second. Who else? Oh, here. Yeah. I think everybody except Anton. Okay. So, the first thing you want to do when you want to try to, start this up and maybe we call it, hang on a second.
Somebody wants us to hear.
Oh yeah, somebody still. This. I don't know who that is. Oh, yes. Hang on. Okay. Everybody's done enough. Okay, I'm sorry that took a second. So, but we're here, and the camera feed is outside. So, but first of all, what you want to do is find a comfortable place to sit. I usually sit straight up and sit with my back straight, and then I start by closing my eyes, and you start taking some deep breaths. Your breath is an important part of the meditative your breath is both voluntary and an involuntary action. So if you focus a bit on your breath, it will be a good way to connect to the more deeper you and the things around you. And then as you breathe in, you can imagine that you're breathing in light. And then when you breathe out, you should just like let your breath fall out, and you will breathe out peace. So you breathe in light, and exhale peace. Now, if you are in a group or if you're by yourself, that doesn't really make so much difference. You can start by trying to imagine a point of light or a small circle of light in your mind's eye, in your forehead. I often use the sun as a kind of anchor for my visualization. And this, you can grow this light into a big sphere of glowing light. And if you're in a group, you should all try to connect your heart to this light in the center of the group. And then you can imagine that if you're in a group, you should join hands. I think often you should join palm to palm, thumb to thumb, finger to finger, palm to palm, rather than holding hands. And you can try to circulate the light. And now, when you're starting to feel this connection, feel the connection to the ground, to everything around you. Maybe have pictures of your surroundings in your head, in your mind's eye. You can imagine you connecting to all the other groups, making contact. You can see the lines, light surrounding the planet. When you're feeling connected, when you can feel the love circulate, the light and the love around in your circle, from left to right. And then now the tricky part comes, then you should try and send out this light. Send out the light and from the group and just send out a beacon of light into the universe. And then if you can try to make it, take a voyage in your consciousness and expand out, go fly outside the Earth and go out without past the Moon, past Mars, past Jupiter, and fly all the way out into the Milky Way. And shine a light and say, "We're here. You're welcome." You know. We want contact. And then you fly back, all the way back to where you were at, and send out pictures where you're sitting, who you're with, and tell them they're welcome to come visit us. But this was a very quick way of explaining. When I do this in a more concentrated fashion, not live like this, I would usually spend about 15-20 minutes with some chakra balancing. I use some nice music for that. And then another 15-20 minutes for the meditation, and then the visualization. So, well, and that's the simple way of explaining this. I'm really happy that you all wanted to join me. It's getting close to 10 o'clock, and I want to go outside and sit and watch a bit. But let's, if you have any questions or anything you want to say before we today, now's the time to do it. I'm going to turn everybody's mics on again. Oh, okay. But this was certainly different. This is the first time we had so many Russians in the hangout. But I'm glad to see you all here. I hope that somebody out there will be watching and listening. And if you're out there, don't spend all night in front of the computer. Go outside and watch the sky. If it's really rainy, doesn't matter. You can do this inside. Then you can work on the concept inside. Okay. And it can take, for me it took a long time, more than 6 months, more than half a year. I was meditating a lot before I experienced anything like that. Contact, I've had sightings, but the connection inside and the connection between the sightings and your mind, that took some time. So, and, and so take some time with this. I'm gonna stop the broadcast now, but everybody just hang on for you're still here when I afterwards. I just want to say personally private thanks to everybody. So, and if anybody has something they want to say in the chat just before I leave, so now's the time. But happy contact out there, and I hope to see some of you again in a month. or somewhere, sometime else. Anton will probably be talking again, I guess. And Maria and Lindsay and Simon and everybody else who's been listening, thank you for listening once again. Remember, it's not just about the lights in the sky, it's about the contact inside. So, Namaste and peace. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, thank you very much. And so, bye everybody. Go outside, look up, and have an open mind. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. Make contact today. And to all my friends who need to this talk, I can't wait for your reports. I'm sure there's a lot of exciting stuff going on tonight. So, bye bye. Okay, bye bye.